Hey everyone, this might not be the most graceful video I've done, but I needed to do a tutorial. So, for myself, I've learned that looking in positive Z seems to work best. I am in version 1.17.1, and we're going to see how quickly we can create an update suppressor. So first I start with some basic supplies. Always got to have comparators, got to have some redstone dust. Doesn't hurt to have a few torches. Oh, what else do we need? Note blocks. Those come a little bit later down the line. Let's pick a cool looking trapdoor. I'm gonna go with crimson just like last time. Because kind of goes with the aesthetic. We need some throwaway lights. Let's throw on some. Oh, I don't have frog lights on this version. That's okay. How about some sea lanterns? Those will do for now. A piston, that always helps. You only need one, but I always just grab a few. Yep, piston. Okay, piston, trapdoor, Oh, rails. I think there's some rails involved here. Yes, there are. And just so I'm not going back in this menu later, we're going to grab a, let's pick a color of shulker here. We'll do a orange shulky and a book and quill. Those will be for at the end. So first we need to make sure our update suppressor works. So without further ado, we're going to get our comparator. And I always like to start with the comparator. It all revolves around this little guy. Yep. Watch me somehow mess this up. Then once you have a little thing like this, so that's a full charged redstone. But if you give that a tap, boom, that's a level 1 redstone signal there. I don't know what you call it, level 1. Now we got 2 note blocks here. Very nice, very nice. I had a trapdoor and our piston. This piston, I really like using the designs with this piston. So this piston here seems to kind of really help make the whole thing work in the end. 1, 2, 3. And then, because that's going to be where I have a trapdoor. Oh, that fits right nicely. I can use that. And that will ultimately be where we have our shulker. It'll be over here. Let's hope this works quickly. Alright, so, and remember this part over here will only work in 1.17.1 and maybe 1.18.2 with some adjustments. But it's stable for me on 1.17.1. But the shulker, once we create it, we can update to 1.19.4 and be fine. And this is just a machine that doesn't work in 1.19.4 because even if I knew a method to do this on 1.19.4, I wouldn't be displaying that for obvious reasons. So just to be clear, because some people think I'm leaking something, it's all public. But I wanted to show that this part over here can work if someone had a secret version of this part, which isn't necessarily implausible. So first of all, I like to have that piston in and everything depowered to know that it's working. And to depower the piston, I have the trapdoor up, and then I hit this note block. There we go. So you just kind of hit that a few times with the trapdoor up to make sure the whole system's depowered. And now to test that it's working, because how do you know if you're suppressing? Because you're only kind of manipulating items along this bud line here. So first of all, I pop that down, power it up. We didn't crash. Very good. That piston didn't even extend. This could have been a perfect suppression here. So, oh yeah. Every time I do an update, boom. So it did break. So with a knick-knack machine like this, after a few updates, it can kind of, desync or something. But, depower. 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 Oh, it's gone wonky. It's okay. So we just pull up the redstone here. Power down the system. Notice that's still that's still red. Oh dear. Let's hope that we can just finish this up. All right. Depower, depower, depower. Okay, so this should be in an off state. If I'm right-clicking this right note block while the gate's open, I should be depowering it. So close it, power it up, and we'll go ahead and do the shulker bit now. So what's important here is comparator as usual. Now I think on this one the comparator is actually like sideways like that. And I do need to grab a lectern. So I know this isn't like a super streamlined tutorial here, but I do things in one take, and this is a bit of a complicated one. So I like to, I don't think it's really necessary, but I like to sign the book. I just type in like test, sign and close, and then I do want to have a backup. So I take a shulker and I put that in the shulker, and I throw away this empty shulker. Now I got a shulker with a book in it, and I put that one down. I take a book out, boop. So now my shulker has some data in it. I don't think that's necessary, but I'm OCD, and this is what finally worked for me in the end. I put that there. Now, what I find interesting here is this isn't making any noise at the moment, but I think, yeah, that should be working. So I got my shulker, and I flip this trapdoor because when the signal goes into the comparator, I do gotta break it. Haha, when I start thinking about it, it makes sense. The signal comes out of this lectern into this comparator, causing it to pop when the trapdoor is flipped. But because we're doing an update suppression, when that popping signal goes into the comparator, I'm able to do a tile entity swap. So, boop. So if it worked, okay, I should now be able to slash data get block. Please be a lectern. Otherwise, I'll have to do this again. It's a lectern. All right. So this step is completed. So I can actually go ahead and just break that. We don't need this update suppressor at all anymore. Okay. Unneeded. We don't need any of that. To be honest, all we need is a comparator. And this comparator, I think, can be on any side. But you know what? Let's just keep going with the side that we've got here. So I'll break that trapdoor. Notice it's update suppressed, so it just hovers there. Beautiful. You'll love to see it, folks. So making a little dupe machine here. I'm sure you've seen another design. Let's just go ahead and put that up out of the way. Let's get an item frame in here. Yeah. And let's get a pickaxe. Nice old school diamond. Love it. Item frame. Now, the item frame you want to have inside the suppressed block. So this comparator here, this block right inside this like 1 by 1 thing, like the laws of physics break down. So I can put that in there. And let's move to survival mode. Please work. I don't want to embarrass myself here, especially this late in the thing. So, got a diamond pickaxe in my inventory. Please shadow. It didn't shadow. Somehow I realized that was gonna happen. Like something didn't seem right. So let's figure that out, because that's gonna be part of what makes this video so useful. If someone else got this far. Very quickly, I can try putting a comparator here. It's like the same direction I had it before. Oh, it's suppressing. It did suppress for a moment, because I think if I put an item frame on something and break it, okay, it does take a moment. Weird. It is a CCE Shulker, so we'll work this out real quick. Alright. So the item frame in the build, I'm pretty sure that I used, it was just right there. Unless I got to place it and then suppress. Is that the key? Boom. Now we put our comparator there. Now if I change to survival, will it Will it blend? Yes! Yes! Ghosted. Okay, so I gotta put the item frame before I put the comparator. Obviously that, just to prove that it worked, go back. Oh, I am in survival. Yeah, okay, I break that, and then I take that. Ha 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 ha. And now we got two, and then I show that they're not properly shadowed, they're actually duped. Different damage states there. So they are not the same item at all. So, but that's the key, okay? Item frame before you put down your comparator, and like you saw, these comparators turn, the suppression on this block right after the comparator on and off. And just because I'm more into the duping aspect, I don't really make the bigger machines, but obviously you'll find builds online with the CCE Shulker in the middle of them, powering things that you probably would never want to use on a server. Anyways, that was the demonstration of how to make it. Everyone knows that once you kind of have a world save in 1.17.1, you can take those region files or update that save to any future version of the game. So this would be pretty handy to players in vanilla playthroughs that involve updating throughout the game, because some speedrunners and other types of players do that. And now me, I guess. That's all. All right, gonna upload this now. Bye.